Ja, zoals jullie zien sta ik hier in de Oosterpoort voor een hele speciale afspraak. Namelijk een interview met UB40. Let's go!
To start there, how is it to be back touring again after such a big layoff with everything happening in the world? How is it to go out in the world?
It's what we do, you know, and because it's what we do. When we're not doing it, it hurts, you know. So it's good to be back. It's good to be working again, you know. It's good to be singing, and it's good to see an audience. It's as I say, it's what we do and what we've done for a lifetime, you know.
Yeah, I can imagine. Especially with did you have any performances without an audience, or with smaller groups? How did you patrol that in COVID times?
We didn't.
Not at all?
We didn't do anything. We hid away like everybody else. We were locked down, you know, and we weren't allowed to do anything. We discussed doing maybe performances that could be streamed live and things like that, you know, but we never actually did anything, just because it's not the same when you don't have an audience, you know.
I get that. And for you, it's the first big tour?
Yeah, this is
How's that?
Very, very new for me. Yeah, it's great, I'm loving it, yeah.
Have you been in Groningen before?
No. I haven't been to much of Europe. I haven't been to, a lot of places, but going to see them now, so it's really nice.
You did do Holland with us before though, didn't you?
Yeah, we played at the AFAS Arena in
Amsterdam?
Amsterdam.
That's the one.
Amsterdam. Yeah. That was amazing.
Before lockdown, that was in
that was
2019.
Yeah, 2019. And that was incredible. But yeah, didn't get to see much of the city, but yeah, it was what an experience. The people were just incredible, the crowds.
Yeah.
Amazing crowds.
And I can imagine that after such a layoff, it's so amazing to just have everybody back in there and be able to perform like that.
Yeah, I mean, we were working during lockdown. You know, we were recording, we were working in the studio, but it's not the same as live gigs. You know, that's what we love doing.
Mm-hmm. And talking about your genre of music in 2022, we got a newer, younger face. How is that? How do you feel like you connect with the younger people, and do you feel like it's important that there's a younger face within the group as well? Maybe we can get a perspective from you. And
yeah, it's very important to have a young face. Otherwise, we'd all be old men. And it's amazing how many young people come to the shows. And I'm blown away when they see Matt, you know, who's a young guy, and it's another lease of life for the band, you know. It's a great thing, and we're enjoying it as much as he is.
It's great to hear. And how do you feel it? What's your perspective on that?
I mean, UB40's music is gonna be around forever. Like everyone from every age group loves them, and I think it is important to kind of keep a fresh face in there, keep it going, and yeah, it's been lovely seeing so many young people kind of getting their way to the front and being really engaged with us, and yeah, it's really fun. It's really fun.
So good to hear that reggae is still alive under the younger generation as well, because
it's a world music now. You know, it's that's not going to change anytime soon. I mean, I've got some sound. There you go. But you know, I mean, Marley took it to the world a long time ago, and it's now become a world music. Everywhere we go, every corner of the world we go to, they love reggae, you know, and they have their own reggae. There are reggae bands that play on every island we've ever been to, you know, anywhere in the world. It's a wonderful music.
And even though it's still so alive, do you notice any differences? Because the music industry, for example, has changed a lot compared to when you guys got up.
Sure, the business has changed, the industry's changed, but so has the music. You know, the music is constantly changing, evolving. It also, it's cyclical. It looks back as well. You know, reggae especially. I'm constantly hearing new music that reminds me of old music. You know, it's the older you live, I guess that the more that happens. But yeah, you know, it's very healthy. But yeah, also the business has changed a lot. It's a very different business that we're in now. It's not about record sales anymore. You know, it's about streams and hits. You know, it just isn't about the record business that we knew. You know, that doesn't exist anymore. So yeah, and I think that live performance is probably more important now than it's ever been.
And for you, because you only know the newer industry, I guess. How is that? How did you find your way getting here where you are right now?
I mean, it was always tough. You know, like starting out for me, trying to kind of make a living out of it. Really, I was always able to get shows. Like, you know, I've always worked hard at my singing and, you know, playing guitar, and it was tough, like, to get on radio, to start making money out of sales. It was almost impossible, so we had to be on the road constantly, and I think that's what's kind of, well, hopefully what these guys saw in me was that I was very well kind of trained in the field of being a front man. So.
Nice. And are there any tips you want to give to people who maybe want to do something similar, like be the face in a really big legendary band, or one of the faces?
It helps, doesn't it?
Advice. I think my own advice to people is just do what makes you. And that's really cliche, isn't it? That's really cliche.
But it's true. You can only do what makes you happy, and you can only do what you truly believe in.
Yeah.
And you can't guarantee any success for anybody, you know. I mean, we did what we did because we loved it, and we totally believed in it, you know. And we got lucky. We got lucky. It's that simple. There are thousands of musicians out there that were doing the same as us, that didn't get lucky, you know. And that's what the music world is like. That's what any business world is like, you know. Some people make it and some people don't.
I feel very lucky, like, you know.
Absolutely. There's no secret recipe, you know. There's no secret formula. You just have to do what you believe in. Don't let anybody change your mind, you know. Do what you believe in, and sometimes, hopefully, it pays off. You know, that's all you can do. He was in a band. He was working hard. He was spotted by us, you know, the band, and we brought them on as a support band for us because we liked these guys. But then, of course, we lost our singer, and Matt was there, so we then offered him a different opportunity. You know. That could never have happened if he hadn't been in Kyoko and doing what he believed, you know, and doing what he loved. It's just, he got lucky, you know.
But you kind of, because I know in Dutch we say like geluk dwing je af, which basically means something like luck, you can kind of force it by working on
your own luck.
Yeah, you make your own.
Absolutely true, yeah. And of course he was lucky, but he couldn't have been lucky if he wasn't good enough, you know. It's that simple.
So keep doing what you do and just put your heart in it and make it work and hopefully get lucky, right? Is there any personality trait you think was important for you growing up and achieving what you guys achieved with the band? You already talked a little bit about the passion and keep going for it.
I think it's really about the sum total, you know. Every person in the band is a different person. They have different personality traits, different characters, and I don't think it's really that important. What is important is the sum of the total, you know, of everybody. It's the sum of the parts. It's not about an individual. It's about the end result that a group of people make, you know. I don't think that there's anything I do specifically that gave me any advantage. It's just whatever I do, it's specific to me, and whatever Earl, the bass player, does, it's specific to him, and Jimmy, the drummer, etc. And that's the joy of being in a band, of being in a group of people, is that it's not about what you do, it's about what you all do together, you know, and the end result is what matters. And you have to believe just as much in yourself, but you have to believe in the other people too, that, you know, what you're doing together is worth doing.
Nice. And would you say that, because what I hear from this is the factor of giving each other space to be themselves, that's really important?
Absolutely. We've never dictated to each other what we should be doing individually, you know. The drummer is the drummer and he does the drums, you know. The bass player is the bass player and he does the bass, you know. And that's how we've always worked. We've always believed in each other's ability to contribute, you know, and believed in the end result that those contributions make.
Nice. And for you as a new guy coming in, is that something you felt right away? Is that,
yeah, you know, I think when it comes to being in a band with people, you've got to find people that, you know, you can spend hours on a bus with and, you know, be comfortable, and everyone can just, you know, be relaxed and not, you know, at odds with each other, or, you know, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I got to know these guys on tour before, and so I knew straight away that I was going to fit in, you know, nicely. And like when it comes to like music and writing together, you know, music's very personal, you know, to individuals, and you have to feel comfortable with each other to be able to share these things, you know, share songs and ideas, and kind of put ideas forward and stuff. Because it can be quite daunting, you know, especially with these guys. They've been doing it for a lot longer than I have. So,
is that something you felt intimidated by in the beginning? That
just a little.
Yeah, just a time, but it's only natural, right?
Yeah, of course. You know, I wouldn't be human if I wasn't a little bit, you know, a little bit scared by.
But we actually worked well together, didn't we?
Yeah, like
very quickly when we worked on Champion, which is a new song that we've written together.
Yeah,
that was, for me, it was natural. You know, it was very easy. I had some lyrics. I had a sort of a tune, and then I gave it to Matt, and he came back with some more lyrics. You know, and more of a tune, and between us we came up with a song. You know. And for me, it wasn't difficult at all. You know, it was. I've worked with more difficult people, that's for sure. And he was amenable, and he listens as well. You know, he's not dictating. He knows he's in a band. You know, and he knows he's dealing with people that have a lot of experience. So he's respectful of what we bring to it. You know?
And if I go back to you for the writing of this song, is it different than writing a song in like an older band, because it's maybe a different stage?
Yeah, kind of, because I mean, you know, sometimes it could be that we're going back to a track that you guys might have came up with, you know, a year or two before, that, you know, was, you know, real solid kind of track to write lyrics over. But yeah, I guess it's just different every time. I think when it comes to writing, like sometimes I find it much easier to listen to these tracks and then to start playing along and then come up with lyrics. But then sometimes they just come naturally, and then you have to write a track to the lyrics, or you know.
In this case we already had an existing piece of music, didn't we, that existed from a few years back, so we were using an instrumental track and writing a song to go over that, you know, which was, I mean, sometimes that's easier, sometimes it's more difficult because you're restricted by the piece of music, you know. It's different every time, I think, and also we have a group of people who all write, you know. Everyone can bring a song to the band. And sometimes they only have a lyric, but sometimes they have a melody too. And sometimes they have a bass line, and, you know, it depends who's bringing the song. Earl very often has demoed the whole tune, you know, when he brings us a song, you know. And the same when I brought tunes to the band recently, I've had you know, the chord sequence, the melody, everything, and I just then give it to the band and they reinterpret it, you know. And that's the joy of being in a band. I love that because it's not always what you expect, but you end up loving it because it's different, you know. Yeah.
Nice. The team process and the building together towards a piece. Oh, beautiful. I gotta come up with a really good last question. For someone who has been in Groningen a bit ago, when was the first time you came to the city?
Oh, man. I really don't know. Sometime in the early 80s, you know, 40 years ago is about.
So, wow.
Because we've always had a good relationship with Holland, you know, with the Netherlands, and we've been coming here regularly now for many years, you know. Ever since we had record success here in the early 80s, it's been one of our most popular places to play, you know. We've probably had more hit records here than any other country in Europe, apart from the UK, obviously. But excuse me, it's a relationship that we've always cherished, you know, and fed, and we keep coming back because we love the audiences, you know. Dutch audiences are very similar to English audiences because they know all the songs, you know, and they party and they love reggae. So
my mom
to tell you the exact show, Groningen, I couldn't.
No, fair enough. My question was like, have you seen the country change in the years, and how have you seen?
Only in as much as I've seen the world change, you know, and it's not a pretty sight. I don't think the world gets any better, you know.
That's not the most positive note to end it off on. So let's find something positive then. Like, this is your second time in touring here?
Yeah.
First time in the city of Groningen?
It is, yeah.
Do you guys have some time off, maybe somewhere to do anything here, or it's straight on to the next one?
We're very busy.
No, we're in Utrecht tomorrow.
Yeah.
But loving what you're doing?
No rest for the wicked. Yeah, it's just incredible. You know, for me, this is what I've always wanted to do, and now I'm living it. So it's a dream come true. Yeah, it really is.
Nice. Well, thanks for the conversation, guys.
Pleasure.
I had a blast, and I wish you guys good luck today and the rest of the tour.
Thank
you. Well, until January.